They'll grow long and cover their toes.
All the way down to the ground?
All the way down to the ground. They'll look like little caterpillars.
That must be beautiful. How big will they get?
They'll get between 600 and 800 pounds for a girl and 12 to 1,600 pounds for a boy. These are going to be steers, and steers make the best pets.
So these are steers, and steers make the best pets.
Mm-hmm.
They're so beautiful, and they get so big. So then would they still be safe as a big 1,600-pound steer?
Well, the steer won't get quite that big. They'll get about 800 pounds, only because they are steers, and they'll be with us. And
how old are these little steers?
These are 3 months old.
So they're 3 months old.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're born in kind of cold weather here in Montana.
They are. It was a little chilly.
So this fur that they have on them, that keeps them warm, even as babies?
It does. The water can't penetrate. So the water literally floats off the backs of these.
What is this that we're feeding them? Now, this doesn't look like a mommy Tibetan yak.
Lamb milk replacer.
Lamb milk replacer.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They get them 2 to 3 times a day.
Okay.
And we'll feed them for, I don't know, the first 6 months.
They look like they really like it.
Yes. They know. They're creatures of habit, so they're on a time schedule.
Isn't that incredible? That is so beautiful. Wow. Boys and girls, the opportunity to be with an animal that's this beautiful, that's this tame, is awesome. What else can you tell me about these animals?
Well, they're hardy. Even if they're born in sub-zero weather, they're born with so much fur that they're hardy little animals. They don't get a lot of your diseases that your bovines do. They
the bovine, that's a cow.
That's a cow.
And so they differ from a cow, obviously, in the fact that they're not naturally from North America. They're not from this area.
Right.
But they're still like a cow. Now, in the country where they come from, what do they do with them there?
They use them for pack animals. The Sherpas will actually bring them in their homes with them.
Now, a Sherpa, he's somebody who takes people up in the mountains,
right,
and packs their equipment for them,
right,
like mountain climbers. If there was somebody up and wanted to go on an expedition up in a mountain, he would hire a Sherpa, and you're saying the Sherpa would have maybe some yaks.
The yaks, The yaks would carry their luggage and anything that they had.
And they tie that on their backs.
Mm-hmm. But they actually live with their yaks. The yaks will come in the house and they treat them just like their family. Wow. Their milk is extremely rich. We personally don't milk our yaks, but I know people that do milk them, and it's just cream.
Wow, it didn't take them long to finish that off. Now what are they going to do?
They are going to go play. They are really frisky after they eat, and I love to play with them, and they'll chase you around.
Oh, they're just so incredible. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Until next time, this is Ranger Rod. Let's all enjoy God's great outdoors.
Riverside, gonna study more, no more. welcome to Learning Time. Thanks for joining us today. Today I'm going to ask some people some questions. In fact, I've got 3 helpers right here. Let's ask them a question as well. Jessica, do you have a favorite juice?
Mango juice.
Mango juice. I love mango juice, and it makes a good seed, right? Have you ever seen the seed inside of the mango?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a huge seed, isn't it? And I've got Justin down here. Justin, do you have a favorite juice?
Lime juice.
Lime juice. Boy, and it kind of makes you pucker up sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I've got Luke way back over there. Luke, do you have a favorite juice?
Either lemon or apple.
Lemon or apple? Oh, I love both of those. And let me ask you, do you have a favorite juice? Just tell me, what is it? Wow, sounds like fruit punch to me. It's interesting, isn't it? Hey, let me get my helpers to come up here. We're going to do an interesting experiment. Now, this experiment you can do at home. Do you love those experiments that you can do at home? Yeah. This will be great. So come on back here. Yeah, you can stand right here. And we've got 3 containers right here. These are 2-liter bottles, right?
Yep.
So instead of throwing these away, you could what? Recycle. We should recycle whenever possible. So we've got 3, and we're actually going to do some experiments with these 3 containers. First of all, hey, let's start out with Justin, okay? Now, it's what I'd like to have you do. Justin, why don't you move back behind here? We've got a little tray. You got to have something to catch water in, otherwise you're going to make a mess. You don't ever make messes, do you, Justin?
Well, sometimes.
Okay, well, not today. Well, come back over here, right behind there. Well, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to have Justin do something to the bottle. He's going to try to get the water out of the bottle just as quick as he can, but you can't squeeze the bottle, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to pick the bottle up and just turn it upside down, okay? So you can turn it right side, upside down. Don't squeeze it, and the water's going to come in here. And you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Okay, don't get a sweat, okay?
Okay.
Okay, are you ready? Are you ready?
Let's count.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's count. 3, 2, 1. Let's give him a countdown. 3 and 2 and 1. Upside down and just hold it just like that. And just hold it. Don't squeeze it. Just hold it right there. Is it coming out fast?
No.
It's kind of going gablunk, 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 isn't it? You see, is it bubbling?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of get some air in there. If there's no air in there, if there's no air vent, then we have a problem getting the water out. Okay, why don't you set the bottle down there? Thanks, Justin, for helping us do that. And let's see, Luke, why don't you come over here? And Justin, why don't you trade places with him? And we actually have 2 bottles here, okay? And here, why don't you take that one? Stand right here in front of this one, okay? And I need for you to come over here because you're going to have this one right here. We're going to have a race. Have you ever had a water race? This is one time when you can have a water race. What we want to do is we want to see who can get the water out of their bottle first. But you know what, Luke? You're going to do exactly what Justin did, okay? I want you to turn your bottle, when we're going to have a countdown, okay, for this. And he's going to turn his bottle upside down. You're going to turn your bottle upside down, too, at the same time, right? You're not going to squeeze your bottle at all. If you squeeze, that's cheating, so don't cheat on this, right? And you're going to hold it and just let it drain out just as quickly as it can, right? But you know what we're going to do? You know what you're going to do?
What?
We're going to do it at the same time, but I'm going to put a little swirl in it as you're holding it, okay? And we're going to make a little vent and see which one comes out first. Are you ready?
Yep.
What's that? We're going to do it at the same time. We're going to have a race.
I think she's going to win.
You think she's going to win? Why do you think she's going to win, Luke?
Because a vent, you can get the air in and it pushes the rest out faster than when it has to try and get out the same spot.
Hey, sounds like it might work, right? Okay, let's get ready. Put your bottles up over here because we don't want to make a mess, do we? Okay, and get ready to do this. Shall we give them a countdown? Yeah! Are you ready, Luke? Are you ready? Okay, all right. We may want to hold that bottle kind of at the bottom like she's doing. Otherwise, we might squeeze it. And if you squeeze it, you see that's cheating. We don't want you to cheat. All right, let's give them a countdown. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hold it like that. And we're going to hold it, keep it going, and we're going to swirl this. And the winner, right here. Well, give her a nice hand. What's happening, Luke? Is that a slow one? Oh, now what did he do? He made that swirl. When that thing swirls, what we did was we made a little what? What was that? A little twister, right? We call it a vortex. It's kind of like a twister, like a tornado. But it did exactly what Luke said it would do, right? It created a little vent, right? So that the air could come out, right? So that the air could come out, and that really helped the water to come out as well. Hey, that's interesting, isn't it? Well, you can have a race at home. You can race each other. But you know what would happen if you squeezed the bottle? You'd probably make a real mess, wouldn't you? I do too. Well, you know, that's why sometimes when you have a container, there's just kind of a little tiny vent, a little vent hole that you put in it. And so it makes it easier to fill containers and also to get liquids out of them. Isn't that interesting? Yeah! Well, air pressure is very interesting as well. Remember, boys and girls, every time we study more about science, we learn more about our Creator, God.
That's Joanna's husband. He must be back from the battlefield. Joanna, that's your husband.
Oh my goodness. Honey, what happened?
Battle.
What happened?
It was the battle. The battle
no.
is hot. The battle is hard.
Give me some water. Somebody give me some water bandages, please. What happened?
The battle is hard fought. It is hard fought. We just fought the Philistines. It was a valiant. We fought valiantly, our men. God's men fought hard, very valiantly. They fought in battle. It was hard. I fought, Joanna. I took my sword. And I fought the Philistines. But to no avail, we lost 4,000 men in the battle. 4,000 men. It was sad. It was a sad battle and hard. 1,000 men. We fought. So we called for the Ark of the Covenant from Shiloh. We said, surely the Ark will save us. So we called for Hophni and Phinehas, and we said, bring the Ark from Shiloh for the next battle so that we can face the Philistines and defeat them. And when God's people saw the Ark of the Covenant, Joanna, they cheered. They laughed, they cheered. They said, God's Ark will defeat the Philistines. Bring God's Ark forward so we can fight the Philistines. It will be this Ark that will save us from their wrath. They've always fought us with such valiance. They're so hard and so mean, but we brought the Ark of the Covenant thinking the Ark would save us from the wrath of the Philistines. But when the Philistines saw the Ark, they too gathered their men and they said, fight like you've never fought before. Fight those Israelites and defeat them. And you should have seen the Philistines organize, man by man. They got themselves together to fight us, and they fought us. They fought like they never fought before. I've never seen men fight like that before. To the south, our men began to fall.
What about Josiah? What about Josiah, okay? Where is he?
Josiah and Michael have both died.
Oh, my brother.
So is my brother Malachi, all dead. 30,000 men have died in this battle.
Why is the Ark forsaking us? Why?
That's the point. We thought the Ark would save us. We had the Ark in front of us thinking the Ark would save us, but the Ark, Joanna, has no power. The power of the Ark comes from God. There's no power in the Ark made by man's hands of wood and of stone and of jewels. There's no power in the Ark.
But I thought the Ark was to protect us. I don't understand. What are you talking about?
The Ark is only something made by man. I'm telling you, it is not something that can save us from the Philistines. 30,000 of our men have died, and it's all because we thought the Ark would save us. The Ark did not save us. We have to remember that salvation of God's people or anybody does not come from something made by man's hands, but salvation comes from God and God alone. And we must put our trust in God to save us from all manner of peril and evil, from armies and from men who hate God's people. If we do not have the Ark of the Covenant, we have to remember that we have God to watch over and protect us. 30,000 men are dead.
Oh, no.
30,000 of God's people. We thought the ark was so powerful. You should have seen God's people standing there celebrating and cheering for the ark.
Oh,
Bring on the ark. Let it come. Let the ark lead us to victory. Let this thing made by man guide us to victory, but it...
Oh,
power.
some more soldiers from the battlefield.
More soldiers are coming.
there's more soldiers.
My son.
Somebody help them, please. Oh.
People of God, remember, there is no power in the ark. Only power. The only power that we have is power given by God. We have to remember that. When will our people learn this lesson that power comes from God?
Oh, God, help us,
And
please.
from God alone. Not from anything made by man's hands.
Please,
I hope
God.
God's people will remember this lesson. Never put our trust in man or by anything made in man's hands. But power comes from God. Not by the sword, not by the ark, but power comes from God and God alone. Listen, people, power comes from God alone, not from things made by man's hands. Let's remember this lesson and not lose one more man thinking that man or anything made by his hands can save us.
God help us, please. God help us. Forgive us. Forgive us. Boys and girls, it's time for Miss Brenda's Book of the Day. And today's book is called Hiking with Jesus by Jim Feldbush. And it's a wonderful devotional book to use for your worship every morning and spend time with God. Today we have two wonderful guests I want you to meet, Swanee and her brother Joshua. Welcome to the program. And Swanee, you have something strange looking in your hand. What is this?
It's a bank.
It's a bank, and what do you do with that bank?
Well, when we go to town and we get cash back from when we buy something.
So when you pay something, your mom pays money for something she's shopping, you get change back. And what do you do with that change?
We bring it to our Sabbath school and put it in this bank, and we send it to an orphan in Kenya, Africa.
Wow. Can you show us how the bank works? You brought some coins with you. Let's see how this bank works. And it just separates all those out. That's pretty nifty. And so all the change that your mom or your dad get when they shop, it gets to go for Jesus, right? And so you're excited to go shopping with mom and dad, aren't you? And I understand you also had a birthday, you know,
Yeah.
that something that happened.
It was my 7th birthday, and we needed $7 more to pay for that month. So I decided to give it to them, and it was enough to
cover it.
Yeah.
And so that was somebody had given you $7, and
Yes.
you decided to give that money for Jesus, and it was the right amount of money. Isn't God good? He is. And Joshua, can you tell me what you do to share Jesus?
When we go out to our neighborhood, we sing to the people, and in the summertime, we give them like fruits and vegetables from our garden, and sometimes we make bread and give it to them, and give them fruits then.
So is it fun sharing Jesus?
Yeah.
Yes, it's always fun sharing Jesus, isn't it? Well, I have a whole basket full of letters here, boys and girls, and I just want to read some of them to you. This one is all the way from the Philippines. And, oh, a picture. Can you hold this picture up for me? Let me take your bank for you, and we'll just set it right down over here. Okay. And this one says, Dear Miss Brenda, I am 8 years old, and I want to be a member of Kids Club so that I will learn more about Jesus. I like to share stories and songs that I've learned from my mom and my teachers from my school. Yours truly, love, Nathan. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for that letter, and thank you for your picture. I love getting your letters and seeing your pictures, boys and girls. Okay, we have another one. This is from Rachel from Clifton, New Jersey. Let's see what Rachel has to say. Oh, look at the nice card that Rachel showed us here, sent us. And oh, we have a picture. I love the pictures. Can you hold this one up too, please? It says, Praise God, Miss Brenda. My name is Rachel, and I'm 6 years old, and I live in Clifton, New Jersey. What I like most about Kids Time is sharing time and praise time. I like sharing Jesus by praying for my friends and telling them that Jesus loves them. I also tell them what I study in my church. Thank you for the programs. Love, Rachel. You're welcome, Rachel. Keep sharing Jesus, won't you? Have another letter here. This one is from Denise, and Denise is also from New Jersey. That's unusual, isn't it? And she sent a card. Can you hold this one up for me, please? And this one's, oh, this card is a little bit torn, but that's okay. Dear Miss Brenda, my name is Denise, and I'm 5 years old, and I share Jesus with my friends, and I also sing Sabbath School songs to them, and I pray for them. I love Kids Time, love, Denise. Well, Denise, thank you so much. I'm going to try to read one more letter very quickly. Let's see if this one here is from Matthew. Okay, Matthew, let's see what you have to say. We got a picture, Matthew. Can you hold that up for me, please? Dear Miss Brenda, my name is Matthew, and I'm 9 years old, and I'm from St. Catherine in the West Indies. And it says, I attend the Washington school, and I always enjoy watching Kids Time. I would like to be a part of Kids Time, Miss Brenda. Would you please show my picture on TV? May God bless you in the kids program. Love, Matthew. Well, Matthew, you just did. We showed your picture, and we're glad that you're enjoying the program. I hope, boys and girls, that you're inspired to do more for Jesus. I want to thank Swanee and Joshua for being part of our program today. Boys and girls, I want to encourage you to witness everywhere you go. Jesus is coming soon, and I can't wait. Can you remember it's Kids Time to share Jesus?